Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to Predatory Exotics. So, it is probably what you've been waiting for. We pretty much go every time now. It is the Doncaster Reptile Show. This one is my third one, Ollie's second one because he couldn't make it last time. We were so excited for this one. We did the 6-hour journey again to go up there, and then like I went last time, I went to Snakes and Adders, which is a shop up in Sheffield. Awesome. Chaz is the guy who owns it, talking to us for at least a couple hours, helping us on loads of different things, learning lots of new stuff on some species we already wanted, and it's made us want them even more, and even definitely. Ones that I wanted and he didn't want. Yeah, he thinks they're now really cool.
He's convinced me, definitely. So as you guys will probably see, this video didn't really turn out how we originally planned in our head that it would. This Doncaster was quite disappointing, to say the least, probably. One of the major things, obviously, for us was the lack of allowance of filming, which is something that was obviously brought into this Doncaster. Even talking to some of the tables, they wanted us to film and were happy for us to film.
That is the frustrating thing. Sometimes, obviously, people want to show off their animals, and they have all the best intentions. Even one table actually had, it's a bit sad really, that they had to put on the tubs that these tubs were only for transit. These weren't their permanent homes, because obviously if people didn't know sort of how you're supposed to keep reptiles, you just got people coming in to use it for the anti-reptile keeping. They're just going to go, oh, they keep them in these tubs. So it's a bit sad that they had to actually put a label on it, say that these tubs were for their transit only.
So they had the tables have obviously been told not to allow filming, which of course kind of puts a downer on our video, because we want to try and bring light to the actual shows and the expos that happen. But it's obviously hard because it seems that other people seem to ruin it for the people. We want to get people interested in the hobby and show off what's available, especially for the people who miss it and can't make it. That's probably one of the major things, but this time we weren't really allowed to film anything, which was a bit annoying.
What you say about this, especially for people that can't attend, we did a poll on our Instagram, so make sure you go and follow us on there, because we did update you through while we were at Doncaster. And more people said they couldn't attend than they could attend, which those people, if we don't put a video out, they're not going to get to see what was there, which is a bit sad for them.
So at the time of editing this, loads of people posted pictures of their tables online, and so we're just a little confused about where the line lies, where that's allowed but we weren't allowed to record, but they're still allowed to post pictures online. So we're just a little confused with the whole situation, because of course we were told that we weren't allowed to record, and then they posted pictures online anyway. So it's just a little confusing. That's all.
But on the other flip side, we didn't see as much cool stuff as we wanted.
There was a few downsides of this this expo. One of them was the actual variety of stuff that was there. First of all, there was quite a lot of tables that were empty, and don't know if they didn't show up.
They obviously opened the second floor, because it is the last one in Doncaster. They opened another, I think, 40 tables upstairs. But then downstairs there was a whole aisle that was empty, so either they just suddenly last minute couldn't attend, or not really sure what was going on there.
And then of course the actual variety that was at the show was a little disappointing. It was mainly I think we saw mainly 3 things, and that was ball pythons, crested geckos and leopard geckos were probably the 3 ones.
Which, fair enough, it is a starter reptile, so you're probably going to have more of them than some of the unique stuff. But crested geckos, there was a ridiculous amount.
Every corner, every table you turned, it got to the point where you were losing track of what table you'd actually seen, because they look so similar. And for us, that's just a little disappointing, because we were hoping to see maybe a bit more variety.
There was quite a lot of gargoyles as well, which is quite good to see, something other than crested geckos. There was a couple of tables that had leechies, but not really any mossy geckos. There was a few mossy geckos, but not a ton.
No, like tokay geckos.
I didn't see any tokays.
And it's not exactly like we haven't experienced it before, because like we've gone to other ones and they've been packed with all different varieties. It was just this one seemed to have not a lot of options, to be honest.
If I would say my top picks that were there, there was a male East Indian Samboa. It was actually from the same guy that we got the Tartars and the Rufescent Samboa off. And I was umming and ahhing. Obviously, I'm desperate for an East Indian Samboa, but it was an adult male, and to try and get an adult female to pair with it would be so difficult. And even if I found it, would be so expensive. So I do want younger ones that I can maybe raise up myself. This was a sunset as well, so it wasn't a dark brown adult coloration. But even the baby sunset, so that bright orange, and this one had faded out, so I'd prefer to get babies. Another one was the Persian wonder geckos. They were like the size of an adult leopard gecko, really chunky, big head, big eyes. That probably would be actually my top pick, but something like that, I didn't have the setup ready, so I couldn't afford to get them.
And it was great. Some people brought some like massive snakes, which was cool to see, because you don't see too many of them actually being brought to show off and stuff like that, which was cool. But yeah, it was a lot of similarities. So of course this was the last Doncaster, the last show at Doncaster. Apparently they found a new location,
which may be announced by the time this video comes out.
It might be out. We're not sure when they're releasing it. But in terms of like going forward, we might try and get in contact with the IHS and arrange something, because of course we want to bring light to the situation as opposed to just
my personal opinion. The reason then, well, obviously this is my personal opinion. The reason they're doing it is so that other people can't take our footage and then use it against the hobby.
Yeah.
Which our videos are copyrighted for us and our personal use only. Yeah. You can't use them out of context. You can't take our content and put it onto another video. So they can't do that anyway. But I just don't think that we should stop doing it, because they will do it anyway. Yeah. Someone will come in with a hidden camera, spy glasses. It's the 21st century. Yeah. Someone is going to go in with a hidden camera on their glasses, who is a reporter, and film it anyway. Yeah. So we may as well do it in a positive light, and if enough people do it in a positive light, it's going to outweigh the negative.
Whereas if you're not allowing anyone from the positive side to do it, then it's just going to get only overwhelmed with the bad side. And of course, like we said, we saw people taking pictures. We saw a couple other cameras. Yeah. We don't know what they were being used for. We didn't recognise the people. But if you just, because they're going to do it anyway, so if you just allow them to do it, none of the positive side ones, like if you look at our previous Doncaster videos, like I'm going to put them up here, they're awesome. Like you get to see the show, you get to see like what was there, the atmosphere. It's just I feel like the more you push it away and push it down, the worse it's going to get.
And you don't want it to make it look like you're hiding anything.
Yeah, it's so we're going forward in the next one. We'll try and get in contact and arrange something. Hopefully, we can reach out to one of them and discuss sort of like, I don't know, even going forward, because there was talk about I like stuff online and stuff like that about people getting authorized to take video footage, but it was a little confused. So we'll try and get a bit more clarity beforehand and produce something, even if it's only taking footage of stuff outside of the table, like actually not doing the tables themselves, but actually still being able to show off the animals themselves. That's all we really care about, is being able to show you guys like the cool experience if you can't make it and stuff like that.
So on a slightly more positive note, we will show you the footage that we did manage to get. We also have some footage from Snakes and Adders, which is a shop I mentioned at the start in Sheffield. Some super unique animals that are even more unique than the ones at the show. So awesome there, and I will show you after the clips which animal I bought, because I bought another animal for the collection. Didn't get any from Doncaster, but I got a snake from Snakes and Adders. So make sure you stay tuned after these clips and I'll show you that.
So we hope you guys enjoy and we'll see you in a minute.
So before we show you our clips, we just want to give a big shout out to the Basking Spot 22. It seems like they went to their first ever Doncaster reptile show. Thankfully they caught the last one. But it seems like they had a lot of fun as well. So it's nice to see the younger community also recording the hobby. So don't forget to go over there and check out their video as well, as their video was awesome, and give them some support. Hey, what is up guys? I just wanted to take a second to see if you guys were enjoying the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are, because it really helps out the channel. Don't forget to also head over to our Instagram, where you can see daily posts on all of our reptiles here at Predator Exotics. And don't forget to check out our merch store. We've just released some new merch, so don't forget to click the links in the description, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video.
So that's all the footage, and of course the bonus of the actual snakes and adders, which I think actually came out better than any of the stuff we actually got at Doncaster. But this is the snake that Tom got. It's actually very cool. Considering that, I feel like one of the main things was we saw this variety at Doncaster.
Yeah.
And it was probably about this big. It was probably about this big and about the same price.
So, as you know, I have a female Nuevo Leon king snake, so I've been after a male to pair it to it. The one at the show was a tiny male that just had quite a cool pattern, but I did see some on Facebook that were better, but I didn't see them at the show. So I went for this one off of Chaz from Snakes and Adders. You'll notice it looks a bit different. It looks like a milk snake. That's because it's a milk phase Nuevo Leon king snake. They come in that variable phase, which I have, which is the light coloration and then the sort of thin bands and blotches. And then this one is like a milk snake, so it has the more pronounced bands, the black, the red, and then what would be sort of the creamish colour in a milk snake. So it looks more like a milk snake, but it's a milk phase. And the super interesting thing about these, obviously I have a male and a female. If I breed this milk phase to my variable phase, half the babies come out milk phase and half the babies come out variable phase. So that's going to be an awesome breeding project for next year. So where these are from in Nuevo Leon in northern Mexico, they do require a cool down period. So I'll be cooling them down over winter and pairing them up in the spring, and hopefully we get some eggs and some babies, and they'll come out all different patterns, which will be an awesome thing to see. I'm just glad I got this adult male rather than one I have to sort of raise up for a couple of years. We can get into it next year and really diversify our snake collection, because we haven't started breeding any colubras or anything. We've just done the samboas so far.
So we're going to go ahead and pop this guy into his new enclosure as pretty much as the outro. So we hope you guys have enjoyed watching the video as best as we could make it. Hopefully we'll be making better ones going forward, but we'll keep you guys updated as we always do. Yeah, so without further ado, we're going to pop him into his new enclosure.
So you actually noticed that I'm putting in the one that I had my female Nuevo Leon king snake. That's because before Doncaster I actually finished building a 3-foot vivarium, and that video is probably going to come out after this one. So I've cleaned this one out, disinfected it, put all new substrate in there, and he is going to stay in here until I do a similar thing for him with a naturalistic tank. But make sure you stay tuned for that video, because I made a naturalistic vivarium for the Nuevo Leon king snake that replicates the area they are from in northern Mexico. But for now, this guy's going to go in this sort of more basic one, just so we can check on him and I can build him a new one at my leisure. It looks like he's sniffing. He probably can maybe smell the other king snake, but hopefully he's very calm, and I hope he likes to explore and he can go around. He is a little bit bigger than my female, but them colours are very cool. I'm hoping they make awesome babies. But don't forget to stay tuned to our channel, and definitely on our Instagram and stuff, where you'll see more pictures of this Nuevo Leon king snake as well as the other one and all the other species in our collection. But from me and Ollie, hope you have an awesome day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.